So I now want to introduce you to what should become maybe your new best friend. The foam roller. This innocent looking piece of basically thick styrofoam. It doesn't seem like much. It kind of seems like it should be packing supplies or material or something like that. But it is actually a really important tool for when you start doing more advanced exercises, or if you start having tightness in any of your muscles, which can just be a natural occurrence from working out hard or just from different body movement patterns that your body has had over time and just developed over time, even from when you were a child to today, and just how you move. So what the foam roller does is it's kind of like giving yourself a massage. I mean, it's kind of like getting a deep tissue massage from a massage therapist, except this is your massage therapist, and once you pay, $30 for him, he's free whenever you want to use him. Now, I will warn you that foam rolling is not always the most relaxing type of exercise. Foam rolling can be sometimes pretty painful. So I'm going to show you 3 different stretches that are really good. But at any point the pain is too much, I want you to kind of ease off a little bit, and I want you to really listen to your body as you do this. Working through some of the pain and some of the knots in the body are really good to kind of breaking down that fascia and the muscles. But if it's too painful, I don't want you to go beyond what you're comfortable doing here, especially since I'm not in your home and I'm not showing you exactly one-on-one how to do this. So go ahead, watch these, try it out, see how you do, and then you can always ask me more questions later. So with all that said, let's get started. The first thing we want to do is stretch out the IT band, especially for those of you who run regularly or spend a lot of times on your feet. The IT band, which runs alongside your quadricep between your hamstring and your quad, can actually get really tight. And depending on the way we run, we may put a lot of pressure on that IT band. And over mile after mile, it just tends to tighten up. And so when you can reduce it and when you can lengthen it and actually help break it down a little bit, it loosens and it can help you to prevent injury and help you be able to run longer, and a little bit faster usually sometimes too. It's just really good preventative care basically is what we're talking about. And for all these foam rolling exercises, this is really more of an advanced type of stretching. If you don't feel comfortable with this, you can always go back to just the regular 7 stretches, which are always good to do no matter whether you're foam rolling or not foam rolling. Okay? So the IT band stretch. Put this little guy down on the mat, and these actually come in all kinds of different sizes. Sometimes they're a little bit thicker, a little bit thinner, a little bit longer. I find this is a pretty good normal use size. Okay? So you're going to come down on your side, and remember you're trying to target that IT band between your hamstring and your quadricep. So you're going to come down and just lay at the top of that IT band, okay? So right there. Already here, it should feel maybe a little tight, especially if you have a tight IT band. This already might be a lot of pressure. So right now I pretty much have all of my body weight on this area. If I wanted to take it off, I could drop my knee down, I could drop my arm down, I could press more of my body weight onto my arm and not let so much fall on my leg and onto the foam roller, okay? If not, if you're feeling pretty comfortable, you can still stay up high. Now, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and then roll down that IT band nice and slow. This entire process for your IT band should take at least a minute. If you find a spot, and you'll know when you do, that's really tight, like I have a spot right there, that's pretty tight, you just want to hold here. You want to breathe into it, okay? You don't want to force yourself into it. You want to take as much pressure off of that as you can and then kind of ease into it as it starts to naturally kind of release and break down a little bit. So you want to do deep breathing here, but you want to stay here for 30 to 60 seconds if you can until it really breaks down, okay? And then move on to the next spot, and you may find that in the beginning you have a lot of tight spots, and that's normal, okay? So that's the IT band. You would want to do that, of course, on both sides of the body. The next one I want to show you guys is the hamstring one. So for this one, you are actually going to sit up on it to start. Okay? Remember the hamstrings are on the back of the legs here. So you're just gonna roll back over those hamstrings, keeping those feet out. And this one's actually not usually too terrible to do. This one usually feels pretty good. And then just roll over, and then just do it nice and slowly for about 60 seconds. And again, if you have any sort of tightness or a little bit of pain, just go ahead and hold there for 30 to 60 seconds. Okay? Moving on to the quads. Foam roller here. You want to come down, you want to get your quads on this bad boy. Okay? So you're going to come up. All right. And you're just going to roll back, feet are up and pointed. And you may notice here, maybe you have a tight spot on your right, maybe you don't have it on your left. What does that say about where you're holding tension in your body? What does that say about what you're doing every single day to put more tension on that side of the body? So if you find that one side is way tighter than the other, just start paying attention to what you're doing in your everyday life. Are you favoring one side over the other? Are you constantly crossing one leg over and not the other leg over when you sit down? Just start looking at little different things that you're doing and see what might be causing that. So again, 30 to 60 seconds for that quad stretch. The final one that I'm going to show you guys is one for the lower back. A lot of us, especially if you have a weak core, your lower back is not always super supported. So we tend to, get injured there. We tend to have pain there. We tend to be tired there. A lot of the different moves in the circuit workout that you're doing are actually building back strength through core, because your back and your core, all those muscles are intertwined and actually work together to form basically a corset around your body. But this lower back one's kind of going to break up if you have any tightness there. So, again, we're going to come back. Go ahead and put the foam roller in the small of your back. Okay? If you feel comfortable, you can take your elbows down, or you can just keep them up on the foam roller. And then you're just going to roll up. Good. And then roll back down into the small of that back. Yeah. And again, wherever you feel tightness, go ahead and hold it there for 30 to 60 seconds. Do some deep breathing, and then move on to the next spot. So, again, the foam roller is a great tool. It's a more advanced tool. If you need more help with this, let us know. But that's kind of 3 really good exercises, or actually 4 really good exercises to kind of get you started to know and love your foam roller. And believe me, if you are a runner or you're training for an endurance event, this is your best friend. So give it a try. It may be a little bit painful, but it's totally worth it.